Okay, these are the last few scenes. People always say don't. Exactly like it is in Manila. I'm actually at the lake. Well, I just live 1 block away from Copacabana Beach. So right now I'm walking a bit around in the neighborhood. Basically down there is Copacabana Beach. And I'm walking up to the statue, Christ the Redeemer. Yes, I've been there in 1985. And then once again in 2001. There was a girlfriend who brought me up there in 2001 and we walked up. I remember that was relatively easy. You just have to find a way. That's more the tough thing, to find the exact way. Somehow around the lake. Let's just have a little look around. So now we are walking a bit up. That's a little shortcut walkway to the lake. The funny thing is, in Rio de Janeiro, you never know the turn you make. Can turn from a poor neighborhood into a favela neighborhood in a split second. You just simply don't know. Anyway, another thing I would like to say about Rio. Rio is completely different from the rest of Brazil, even Sao Paulo. Rio is Rio, and then comes Brazil. And I remember when I was here in the 80s, it was really lively everywhere. Everyone was dancing, having fun, music on the streets everywhere. And the other thing, nowadays the younger generation, they're actually not really learning to dance samba no more. They have no interest in football no more, like solidly like it was before. So the Brazil most people think of when they hear about Brazil is these people dancing samba. Yes, even in the carnival you see mostly the older generation, I mean from 35 upwards, who are dancing samba and who really dance well. But even in 2001 and when I was here, I remember young kids, they're like 6-7 years old, and they were dancing samba like super nice, really special. Young girls dance with young boys and showing off the samba swings to the nice samba music. People playing football on the side of the road, and that everything combined, that's what made Brazil. And now Brazil has changed very much. So now the young generation is like every young generation everywhere else. They walk like zombies through the street with their smartphone, and that's it. No more interaction with each other. Yes, so now it's turning a little bit more into a kind of favela neighborhood. There was a favela, so I couldn't film there. I didn't want to do that. I'm sure people would get annoyed. Rio de Janeiro is a bit different than other cities. It's very much gang infiltrated, and it could be potentially dangerous at any moment, so you don't need to ask them. It's actually a steeper walk up than I have remembered. I believe there's a tram. So here's the Sugar Leaf Mountain, and here's the Christ statue, and there's the lake. I'm still searching for the lake. Yeah, it's a very steep hill actually to go up to the statue, so I probably won't do that. I will take the tram. I don't need to crawl up another mountain. I have done Mount Everest last year. I really don't need another mountain. Especially not when the humidity and temperature is like Singapore. So now I'm coming to the lake finally. And there's somewhere, there's the tram going up. I have to find it. Hopefully I will find. Yes, but I do remember 2001 I really did walk up somewhere here. Wow, that's amazing. I really don't know how I have done that. And all the locals I see, they're walking with their phone in their hand. Everyone is, that's what the phone does, you know. Everyone is confined to themselves. No one is interacting anymore. So let's see. But it's a really nice fresh air in Rio. It doesn't matter where you go. The air is extremely supercharged and fresh because it is a real forest city. You basically live in a forest, and the city has been built around the forest or inside the forest sometimes even. That's why you still have those very old trees everywhere. Well, here's the shortcut actually, or not the shortcut. That's where the tunnel from Copacabana comes out. I mean, I went now probably around 3 kilometers, and purely distance, I'm only away from this place about 300-400 meters, or let's say half a kilometer, not more. Yeah, I was talking to a Brazilian I just met, and he said there's in fact a walkway, a trail through the lush forest, including climbing a bit of a stony hillside. Yes, so that was the one I took when I was here many years ago. But I will be taking a bus to the tram station where the tram goes up the hill. Here around, that's the way to the hillside there. I mean, this, if you live up there like these houses here, the air coming right down the hill and going through this lush, you see how lush the forest is. That's real rainforest style, and you get this fresh charged air coming through your house, blowing through your building. So that's definitely nice to live up here. That would be the right place to live in Rio. Yeah, so now I'm actually at the lake coming right here. Another thing I want to say, Rio, you can build a hate-love relationship with this city. It's a bit like Bangkok. When I moved there in '93, I remember some friends who lived there since the early 80s. They say you will be either building a love-hate relationship with Bangkok, or you leave and never return. That's definitely true to Rio as well. And if you can get rid of this bit of hate relationship, then you will actually start to like the place a lot where you stay. I mean, either Rio or Bangkok and other cities I have lived around the world. Yeah, so here's the lake. It's actually really nice. Living around the lake would be interesting. If you take away the hills further down over there, it could be West Lake in Hanoi. Looks like that. Yeah, another city I have lived in, Hanoi, in Vietnam, as well as Ho Chi Minh. Other videos of Vietnam coming probably also in the future. I've lived there from 2003 until 2007. And here again, to orientate where you are, here is the Christ statue. There's a beautiful favela up there. You see, the poor people in Brazil, they always get the best view of the cities. They're living up there, where the rich people are fenced in into their apartment buildings. So that's actually not bad. These houses nested there in the top at the forest. That must be really beautiful to stay up there. They have lots of Airbnbs and places for rent here. So I wouldn't always stay in Copacabana. I can recommend, I mean, I'm staying right now in Copacabana, but to be honest, you want to enjoy Rio from a different angle, find an apartment here and stay a month in a place, and yeah, just mingle with the locals and see. That's what I can highly recommend. Okay, that's it. And now I'm going back to the tram station and make my way up. Rio is indeed a beautiful city. Well, Rio de Janeiro itself is really a beautiful city for sure. Living further up here, it's really the way to live. I mean, you basically live in the forest if you want so. Right in the rainforest. It's beautiful. And I have never noticed another big city like Rio that has fresh air everywhere you go. Doesn't matter which road you turn into. Even a road with high traffic has clean air. It's amazing. That's definitely the end. And as it always is, once you're up there and these beautiful houses are gone, then it turns into a favela abruptly. Lots of houses here for sale. I'm just seeing the signs on the window. Almost every second house is for sale. Shit, if I would have money, absolutely, that's the place to stay. One of those houses, old colonial buildings. It's beautiful. Okay, let's keep walking through Central. There's nothing any more specific of interest, but anyhow, let's take a walk. One thing I have noticed, that Rio Central is not as ugly as central of Latin American cities usually is. In fact, it isn't ugly at all. Actually going to walk back all the way to Copacabana from here, passing the airport, this airport Santos Dumont, and on to Flamenco Beach, Botafogo, and then Copacabana. It's about a 6-kilometer walk. Well, it's not called Manhattan of Rio for nothing. If you look down the street, it looks exactly like it is in Manhattan. That's the economic neighborhood, the working neighborhood. Business is conducted here. Okay, these are the last few scenes of Central. I'm gonna make my way walking towards Flamenco, Botafogo now. But this time not on the ocean side, I go on the inner side. I'm just walking on my way to Botafogo Beach, and as you see, it's so lush and green in the city. It's just really amazing. If I would have to live in Brazil, somebody would force me to. I mean, I'm not looking back into the past. I would have actually liked a lot. I would love to live here, but nowadays you have to force me to live here. I would probably choose Rio. I mean, it's the absolute most beautiful city in Brazil.